Z, I want to put you in a situation to start off this podcast today.
All right. What's up?
All right, so it's every man's nightmare to text your lady, you know, text them and be like, "Hey, where are you? I'm thinking about you, whatever." And you get the "she's busy, little bro" text. It's a man's nightmare, right?
Yeah.
But I want you to imagine you get that text, video attached, right? And you're like, "Fuck that. Nah, we coming to get you, right?" And then he says, "Oh, who's we?" And then he texts you a video of him backshotting, for full frontal of your best friend. What feeling goes through your body at that point?
So this dude is with my girl.
Yeah.
Right. And then he's also giving back shots to my best friend.
No, like he saved the video. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, your friend saved the video.
No. Like the dude, same dude, right?
Yeah.
You get that video of your girl blowing him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's say you know the dude, because only someone you would know would do something this diabolical.
I
right?
hope it wouldn't be a fucking friend.
But, like, you know of him. You may know he doesn't like you, whatever. That's why I'm saying it's not coming from his number. It comes from your girl's number. And then, from your girl's number, is like, "Oh, who you coming to jump me with? Him?" And he sends you the video of him just plowing your best friend. What's the reaction?
There's such a range of emotions that it's hard to explain here. Okay, so for one, it's automatically over with my girl, right?
Absolutely.
That's just line cross number one. Two, I don't know if I crashed out or not.
About the best friend?
No, about the dude sending the video in the first place.
Yeah.
Because part of me is just like, yeah, it's gonna hurt. Like, of course. But like the other part is just like, well, that's done.
I brought this up because this is something that apparently happened to a sad fellow that made a TikTok about it, because why not share your trauma with everybody else? And I agree with the man who I saw stitch it, and that's just defeat at that point.
Yeah.
That's just like, pack it up, we move into the next season, it's over, he got you. And the funniest shit was scrolling through the comments and seeing reverse flash over and over. It was me, Barry.
It was me. Dude, I don't know. Like, part of me, I have the thing next to me this time because I was cleaning it. Part of me is just like, I'm airing this place out. But like, the other part is just like, yeah, that's just fucking defeat, dude.
That's defeat. Yeah, because now it's like, I might just text back, "You got it. You got it.
It's all you, fam."
It's one for you on the scoreboard. I'm down. But hey, it's halftime. It's halftime.
That's 2-0. I get it. That's 2-0 because not only you get the girl, you got the friend too. So that's 2-0.
The other comments that would make me laugh so hard was like, "Bro, fight back. Fight back. You're just laying there."
Somebody says, like, "Let him stay up. Let him stand up. Do something."
Truly outlandish things that have popped on my For You page ever since those have been popping up. Did I send you the video of the guy explaining what he would do if he was granted the power of invisibility?
No. I feel like it's probably wild.
He said he'd just, in the park, he'd just start painting people's faces.
Why?
And he said, "Could you imagine just standing in the park and just feeling nut hit your cheek?" And it's like, why are we doing this? What are we talking? Why is that your first? And then you really think like, man, there would be supervillains in this world.
Yeah. Yes, there would. And they wouldn't try and end the world. They just do some fucked up shit like that.
I saw someone call him the Bayside Buster, and that was very funny to me.
Bayside Buster is wild.
That's very funny. Like, they're going to catch you. They're going to test it. Like, 'cause that's still, it's invisible, but like, I would never go outside again.
Dude, I'm pulling an inflatable bubble. It's over.
Imagine getting drunk with your buddy and him telling you that sometimes he strips down, goes invisible, and just in the park, just
on people's faces,
paints whoever he wants to paint, just busts where he wants to bust.
I'm calling the police.
Like, just into a...
I'm calling the police.
And the cops get there and you're like, listen, he's here, but you can't see him. Be careful. Watch where you're walking. Make sure your ears are open.
Do you have a black light?
I'm just... If something gets on your gun, all right, and you're like, why does it feel wet? Drop it. You don't want that on your hands.
You don't. Matter of fact, go ahead and put on your gloves. I know you got them.
Put on your gloves. You got a hazmat suit back there? You might have to put on the hazmat suit. Yeah, you got a face
shield or something.
That's disgusting. You please, if you get powers, use them for good. That's not good. You can use invisibility to do so much.
Yeah. Let's take it in terms of like Invisible Woman. Make it so you can fly or something.
But did you see the Fantastic Four movie? Speaking of Invisible Woman,
in terms of recording, that movie comes out tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the joke I'm making. We haven't watched it because
I
hope y'all enjoyed our last little trip down. It's got like 9 views right now, so all 9 of you, I hope you enjoyed it. We got thrown a little quote about me saying you were in the Fire Nation.
Yeah, that's true.
But now we got people trying to cancel Pedro Pascal over it. Can you believe that? People are turning on Pedro Pascal.
For what?
So, he has this tick, apparently, where he gets anxious in public, so he, quote-unquote, needs, and that sounds real dickish, but physical touch calms him down. So you'll see him a lot, and it happens a lot with his female co-stars, him, like, holding their hand or, grabbing the arm. Someone pointed to he was standing on a red carpet with Sarah Palin, and he was, like, rubbing her shoulder a little too aggressively, maybe. And everybody's like, oh, he's a creep now. Wow, Pedro, what do you do? Aren't you married? I don't know if he's married. No, he is married. I don't care enough to know if he's married or not. But people are now saying he's a creep and whatever. But then you look and you see that no woman has said anything bad about him. And Vanessa Kirby, who plays Sue Storm, just as touchy. They're in an interview where he's just reading something and her hand is right here, just feeling up his chin. You know what I mean?
All right.
You know what I mean?
All right. I mean, I would imagine you would probably want to take it up with the people who are getting touched as to whether they know about this tick or not, I guess, or whether they're okay with what the whatever touches was happening. Because I mean, holding hands, if it's something like between co-stars or something, I've seen it. It's like, sure, y'all are friends, y'all just acted in a movie together. I mean, if it's like somebody he knows, maybe that's probably fine with them. I don't know what their whole situation is. I don't care about whether they're friendly or not. I haven't seen any of that shit. I don't watch these events.
I get being worried. Hollywood doesn't really have a great reputation.
Yeah, it doesn't have a great reputation now.
Weirdos being in power,
Yeah.
But there hasn't been a single woman that has come out and said something bad about him. They all say he's a sweetheart and perfect to work with. So, like, am I going to believe that, or some random person on TikTok saying this guy's a creep? Oh my god,
can you weird? This guy's a creep.
No. I don't want to watch this movie. But it goes back to what I say. I say this about athletes, famous people in general. And it's just the Green Goblin. Despite of everything you've done for them, eventually they will hate you. Something's going to happen. If you're in the... Dude, I started seeing like Ryan Gosling interviews. I think there's too many Ryans. Stop naming your kid Ryan. but Ryan Gosling interview, and everybody in the comments, I test myself. I do a quick little of like, how quick am I going to find Ryan Gosling is who Ryan Reynolds wants to be? And I swear to God, it's 3 comments in, at least. At most, actually, 3 comments in, just someone saying, this is who Ryan Reynolds wants to be. Kill yourself. No, don't. But like, that shit is so parasocial. It's so fucking annoying. Especially when like, oh, everybody, and I'm not saying you have to love who everybody wants to love, but the shift with every fucking actor that gets big and it's gonna happen to David Cornsweet. Like, he seems like an absolute sweetheart. Seems like a guy's guy in the best ways possible and none of the worst traits. Like, dude seems great, but the entire internet is in love with him right now. I give it 5 years before people are being like, this person is who David thinks. I dip my toe into this absolute dipshit sometimes because it just pops up on my For You page and I go, what?
I always like try and find myself in comments just to see how fast somebody does some shit like that. And it never takes long. Every time.
It's so parasocial, and especially when it comes to like assault allegations. And I made a video about this, and I want to make my feelings absolutely true. You can agree or disagree. You can say the Red Light Homies podcast does not share the opinions on only half of its co-hosts, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
But is it so bad to say that when an allegation comes out towards an individual, saying something like, I guess we'll see what happens, that's the wrong thing?
Was that the wrong thing?
It's the whole... So, did you hear anything? Do you know who Corey Kentron is?
No.
Okay, gaming YouTuber. Pretty... I don't watch a lot of his content, but I watch some of his content. And this girl came out with this long statement about how he was a bad boyfriend. Okay?
Okay.
And then everybody started attaching the label sexual assault to it, saying that Corey sexually assaulted her. She herself... I just realized I got a bunch of liquid death cans right there. That doesn't look great. I don't have a trash can in here, okay? But no, girl even said that he didn't essay her, but people automatically hopped on her side on something that she apparently either lied about or didn't say. And the whole thing is, I would rather be caught defending a victim than defend a possible predator or something like that. What do you think about that statement when it comes to celebrities?
Why do you have to pick sides?
That's what I'm saying. So this is the opinion. And they really try to say, well, what if it's your mother, daughter, or sister? I don't know. Do you think, Z, those who listen to this podcast, that there's a difference between some random chick on Twitter and my relative? Do you think there's a difference?
Apparently not.
And I said this clear. If your friend, sister, daughter, whoever comes up to you and says, this guy was a fucking jackass, you're saying, where's he at? I need addresses. I need the car he drives. I need who he hangs out with. I need to know. I need to know.
Locations.
If it's some random chick on Twitter in a situation that I don't know either party at all,
nothing.
Why am I shoving my nose in? I have to have an opinion on it? I have to pick a side? That's stupid. That's parasocial. That's celebrity worship to a point that me and you have constantly talked about on this podcast. Can we stop obsessing over the lives of celebrities?
How about we let the people whose situations it actually was deal with it the way they can? I mean, I understand pushing, like, in case it was a legitimate allegation that, you know, say like your friend came to you and said, hey, this guy was like things, right? And you'd be like, okay, have you gone to the police? Do you want to go to the police? Is this something like, should we go like now? Like, of course you're going to ask those questions, but like, in case it's somebody you don't know anything about in their personal life and have never met them, probably will never meet them, and they just complain on the internet, and then suddenly it turns into this whole big thing. Why do you care so much?
I get the concern and the mindset you should have.
Concern is fine, yes.
If a celebrity that you enjoy, like right now, the YouTubers I watch the most, if any allegations came out towards them, yeah, I would be like, I guess we'll see where this goes. I'm not going to outright defend them because I don't know them. Exactly. I'm not outright going to believe the woman or the man or whoever because I don't know them. But for any dipshit who wants to bring up like Deshaun Watson, or would you, I don't know, 22 women. Again, let's bring up the difference. Chat. In the comments, is there a difference between a random girl on Twitter and 22 different masseuses, yada, yada, yada? Is there a difference? I think so.
There's always suspicion, but there's always suspicion on both sides. That's why there's the whole process of finding the truth. Yeah, and that's why I don't pick a side early, because I don't want to, I guess, align myself with a certain person or not just because of my personal opinion based on what I know of them online. Because I mean, what does that look like if you were wrong anyways? What's the point? What does it matter?
And there are people who will say like, well, it's my job. It's my job to report on celebrity gossip. It's my job to report on athletes. I get it's your opinion, but on something like that, just say like, yo, this person has accused this person of this. Looks pretty nasty. We'll see where it goes. That's it. And this is going to make me sound like an asshole, but I'll scroll through like the comments of TikTok and I'll see someone talking about someone and someone will comment, oh, you know, this person sexually assaulted this person. And I'll be like, what? And I'll go to like search it up and I'm like, do I care? And that sounds bad. Whoever was in the wrong, I hope they got their just punishment. That's as far as my care goes.
Yeah, you know? That's same here. It's just whoever's wrong, I hope they get their punishment.
What I'm saying is I can't be bothered.
What a way to put that.
I can't be bothered. No, if you are offline, like if you tune in online to maybe listen to this podcast or watch a video or see whatever, stick to that. I'm slowly trying to pull myself out of all this fucking garbage nonsense. The issue is most of these websites and most of these video platforms feed you stuff based on what you interact with the most, which is the shit that gets you angry a lot. So it just keeps I'm trying my best.
For a hot minute, my YouTube was nothing but red pill bullshit. And I was just like, why?
Yeah, dude.
And I realized I was watching that shit to laugh at it, like how extreme they would go. And I'm just like, that's actually hilarious.
And then you invite a girl over, and she's like, "Let's watch something on YouTube," and you're like, "Bet." And you turn on, it's fresh. I'm just like,
let's go to my roommate's account here.
Like, what? That's not your name, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah.
I'm trying to get some pussy.
I'm not trying to get slapped and walked out on. I'm cool.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get a text in the group chat talking about that dude's a pig. And he's
especially
got a
when I don't
dick.
Believe anything that's there. So.
And he's got a little dick. You didn't even see it.
Oh man.
But
I do
no,
want to circle back to something. It's a different topic completely. So if you got something to say, I'd suggest go ahead.
I think I was trying to circle back to the same one. We'll see.
Okay. I was going to circle back to when you said Barry Allen earlier, because that was
Did I
that was
say
something.
Barry Allen?
Yeah, you said I'm the Reverse Flash. So
Oh, it's me, Barry. I jerked you off at super speed.
And I want to say I watched that movie last night, and the newer one, I guess. It was trash.
With all the CGI bullshit that they shoved in.
90% of the movie was CGI.
Well, the scene that I remember seeing all the time is like there's this big thing where it's flashing. There's like Nicolas Cage, Superman.
Mm-hmm. Nicolas Cage. They've got Christopher Reeves.
George Reeves.
Yeah.
And they all look like claymation. It looks horrible.
What was the first one you said? Because I immediately forgot his name.
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. Yes, I don't know how I did that. Nicolas Cage came in, filmed scenes for it they just did not use, and then they CGI'd him in the movie.
Yeah. That
Why?
movie. Question. Did it... Because it was supposed to be Flashpoint, right?
Yes.
That was the basis around the story. It's supposed to be Flashpoint. That was supposed to be the movie that resets. Because in Flashpoint... And DC has done this several times where they'll just have an event that resets the comics so that they can, quote unquote, realistically keep using the same characters.
Yeah.
Did it reset the universe and set up for James Gunn stuff?
I honestly don't know.
Okay.
And I hope it didn't, to be honest.
Okay.
Because do you care about spoilers?
I'm never going to watch that movie, so.
Okay. Lucky you. I'm going through my bad movie stint right now, so yeah. In that movie, Batman, at the end of it, is old.
Like Ben Affleck Batman?
Yes, Ben Affleck Batman.
Okay.
And then, well, no, yeah, that's right. That is Ben Affleck. But that wasn't the original timeline, I guess. So they did set up an alternate timeline, but there's like Kara as Supergirl, who it's not the same Kara as the James Gunn Superman.
Yeah, probably not Millie Alcock, whoever.
Yeah. And every Superman version we did see wasn't any of them in the James Gunn universe.
Well, I mean,
at least whose faces we saw, but I wouldn't imagine they would have been. At least maybe, because that Superman was already dead.
Yeah. So,
I don't know.
You telling me it's just a ball of nothingness?
It's quite literally. It's just the Flashpoint story told again, I guess, and then it doesn't lead anywhere.
See, I got told that the reason that movie was getting so pushed out was because that A, they already dumped like $300 million into it, and B, it was going to reset the universe. But I didn't care.
unless they bring Ezra Miller back as the Flash, which I kind of hope they don't.
They're not.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not going to be the same universe.
Yeah, I've been really getting into DC recently, which I'm sure we'll get into, but I've been diving headfirst into DC stuff. Mm-hmm. And I keep thinking of going back. Like, I started Aquaman and I haven't finished it. I keep on thinking to go back to the Snyderverse stuff.
Yeah.
I'll watch Man of Steel because I think Man of Steel is a good movie. I watched Wonder Woman and found it good. I haven't gone back to it yet. Everything else is trash. And I
watched Wonder Woman and found it good. I watched Aquaman, found it okay.
Well, then I heard Flash was coming out. I heard everything Ezra Miller was doing, so that already turned me off of the movie. Plus, it was already announced that it wasn't really Like it might reset the universe, but it might be disconnected. It might do what. So that got me uninterested. And the reviews were bad. And it's 2.5 hours long or longer. So
Yeah. It also took them 10 years to make that movie, at least from announcement.
did it really?
They announced that movie in 2014.
Was there ever talk of making a Cyborg movie?
I don't know. Because they kind of just condensed a lot of his stuff into Justice League.
Did you ever make your way through the Zack Snyder 4-hour cut of the Justice League?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
God bless you. I don't have 4 hours of my day to sit down and watch
It was when me and my roommate had COVID, so we had nothing to do and we're staying at home for a whole week. So
even then, I'm like, do I want to sit down and watch something that is maybe slightly better than the one we got back whenever it was released? I'm okay. I'm good.
It was better than the original, but that's about all I can give it.
I heard it was better, and dude, that is one thing. I loved James Gunn's Superman. Mm-hmm. I loved it.
Yes.
And the more I think about it, and a couple of reviews I watched had the opposite reaction, but to me, the more I think about it, the more I love it. Especially that last scene of him healing up with his parents on the screen. And dude, that punk rocker song, I'm a punk rocker, yes I am, that thing, it'll get stuck in my head randomly, and I've added it to the playlist finally.
Took a minute, but it got you there. Okay.
And before this, I thought, like the majority of people thought, Superman is boring, Superman is overpowered, yada yada, Batman's better in every way, yada. But this legitimately made me dive into more Superman stories, TV shows, animated movies. And for those of you who want good Superman content that's like in the movie form, go watch Superman versus the Elites. Phenomenal.
I mean, the only complaint I would have for that movie is that the pacing was a bit much.
I've heard
and that would be it.
I heard that it's kind of messy in the pacing department because it was supposed to be like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Like
I think I told you that, didn't I?
I've heard it several times.
I
can't pinpoint to exactly where I first heard it, but I've heard it several times.
I heard it from my roommate, and I was telling people.
It was supposed to be broken up like that, but they decided against it. And real defenders of this movie, in which I'll hop on the bandwagon, talk about how this was James Gunn kind of playing it safer than he usually does, because this movie was supposed to reach, like, it still had a lot of James Gunn, but it didn't go full James Gunn, because this was to kickstart the universe.
How would they have gone more James Gunn than what was there?
I'm telling you what they're telling me, my friend. I'm telling you, just in terms of like the messy pacing and the holdout on character development and a lot of this stuff. Even then, the holdout on character development, this was supposed to be
3 days. That was the whole pacing. That was the whole time frame of the movie. So of course the character development is going to be held out. It's not that fast.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't see it as a negative to be like, who's Guy Gardner? Who is this guy? Let me go outside and see. I don't get people that sit down and watch a movie like a superhero movie based like around a superhero that has existed for 100 years and be like, well, you have to explain to me everything about it. I want to see Superman's origin story again. Oh, there's a Green Lantern in this. I want to know his. No, like I would rather not. Go do some research. The only thing I saw Mr. Terrific in outside of this was the Injustice movie. And I was like, that guy's pretty sick. And then this
Mr. Terrific was one of my favorite characters in that movie, in the Superman movie.
Absolutely. Dude, that whole like I'm glad I was validated when he puts Lois in the bubble and he's just using his T-spheres to whatever. I was like, this feels like Yondu in like in Guardians 2. And I heard a lot of people say that's very Guardians and that feels like Yondu. And I was like, you know what? I could think.
When we were watching that, I was just like, that's the comment I heard. And I was just like, yeah.
Yeah, dude. He was so sick. And they're talking about a spin-off show for him. I hope that happens.
I hope it's good. Tremendous. I hope they don't screw him over. I really hope.
The other character that apparently is gonna is talks of getting a spin-off. Do you know which one?
Talks of getting a spin-off? Is it the new wait, is it Valkyrie?
It's not any of the superheroes. And no, it's not.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. Not any of the superheroes.
Nope.
Then who?
My boy Jimmy. Big Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy Olsen.
Hell yeah.
Hey, you can say what you want about Jimmy Olsen. You can't say that boy don't pull.
Dude, all fucking movie. At every turn, dude was getting looks and talked about. I'm just like, brother, why are you annoyed?
Dude, one of the funniest lines is when the girl's calling him crying. Like she's finally going to give the stuff up for Lex. And she's like, maybe I can stay like the whole weekend. And in the middle of the Daily Planet, just, the weekend!
And I was like, dude, what are you complaining for?
Dude, apparently, like, I was really thinking about, this is a funny bit to put for him. But apparently in the comics, there is a whole Jimmy Olsen run where just random shit happens to him. And if that gets made into a TV show, I'm down.
Like, isn't there another thing like that with Thanos on the Marvel side? He comes and just ruins this dude's birthday every year for no reason other than
that's fucked up. I've never heard that. That's fucked up.
Yeah, it's in the comics. Like every year, he would just come and screw over this dude on his birthday, and then it got to the point where the dude was just like celebrating his birthday with him. He was like, "Screw you, still though."
Could you imagine if you're that guy and it gets to like 11 p.m. and you're like, oh, it didn't happen.
Oh, trust me, they did that in the comics. They did that in the comics, and then they also did the after the snap or after they killed Thanos moment too. Like, oh, he didn't come this year.
Oh, well, I'm just saying, like 11 p.m. he didn't come, and then just like at 11:59 he's like, oh, I can't sleep, and rolls over, and Thanos just no. And like just beats him into the bed or something.
Thanos was a jackass in the comics, dude.
What a dickhead. It's like, again, I've been learning more about Superman, and there's a villain. I hate them for giving him this name, but it's just a random assortment of letters that means something. And he is basically DC's, like, reality bending being. He was supposed to be the villain in Superman 3, the Christopher Reeve one, but, they took that out for Richard Pryor and Lex Luthor, but he's not named Lex Luthor. Yes. But he literally, his whole character is just, he's bored, so he's gonna fuck with Superman for a little bit until Superman finds out, and he's just gonna be like, he got me again.
Alright. Alright, sure.
But no, Superman legitimately, I heard it was making people cry. Like, Superman fans in the audience were crying at certain scenes. And I didn't cry, but there were lines that hit me, dude. Like when he's talking with Lois about like kindness, and she's like, you're too trusting, and like you just see the best in people, and yet, and he's like, maybe that's punk rock. I was like,
It was cool, but it was kind of corny. Because it's Superman. To be, though. Yeah, I know. That's why I was just like, yeah, I understand.
And I want to say this, because there's a whole civil war. I don't even want to say civil war, because these people were never on the same page. There's a whole war of Henry Cavill, Man of Steel Superman fans, and James Gunn, David Corn Sweat Superman fans. And yes, I would say that Henry Cavill Superman is not Superman in terms of the traditional Superman. Does that mean it's not an interesting take on what Superman could be in a certain universe. No, those Supermen are all over the place. So there are people now saying this was so much better and now Henry Cavill is trash. No, I don't think so.
I want to take him. I want to break this down for me here. Henry Cavill Superman isn't Superman in terms of the way Superman is supposed to be. What do you mean by that?
Henry Cavill's Superman was very obviously humanity doesn't deserve me. You know, he was supposed to be seen as this god to get looked at. The Batman versus Superman scene where the courtroom explodes all around him and he just stands there looking like this shit, you know?
Yeah.
That's not Superman in the terms of a traditional Superman.
Okay.
And I think the monologue at the end of Superman versus the Elite sums it up perfectly. And that is Superman believes in the goodness of humanity and will never stop being that light for humanity to look to as an example of what they can be until humanity is like that or he is dead. That is Superman. Henry Cavill is not that. Is Henry Cavill an interesting take on a more like human form of Superman? I would say
it doesn't make it trash. It just makes it what a different producer would do. It's just something a different producer did. It's like saying the different takes on the Justice League, or even the different takes on the Flash between the shitty show and the shitty fucking movie. It's just It's like a different director could do better or differently. It's just up to their vision.
And I would say the same about, like, I know Homelander and Omni-Man aren't called Superman. They're Supermen. They're Superman of their universes. Those are interesting takes on what Superman could be. Like, in terms of Homelander, I know it's a very satire, yada, yada, yada.
Or Brightburn.
Like, Brightburn. Dude, there's like, it can be classified as an interesting thing. And I want to say this because I love Henry Cavill. And I said just a couple minutes ago, I enjoy Man of Steel. It's not as good as I thought it was upon the second watch, but I still really enjoy Henry. I think there was a lot of meat on that bone that just wasn't explored because Zack Snyder doesn't like Superman. Zack Snyder has said he doesn't like the character of Superman. All that to be said.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill, at least in Man of Steel, it got real bad. It got real bad. But in Man of Steel is a very interesting take, and I think is good for what it is. But David Cornsweet is my Superman. He's my Christopher Reeve. That, you know what I mean?
I can understand that point of view now, but I still wouldn't follow the people that says the Henry Cavill one was trash. I would just be it's just a different take. It's something different. It doesn't stay true to the comics, of course. It's not the true Superman, but it's an interesting take. I'll agree.
I think it might suffer from what Tom Holland's Spider-Man kind of suffered from, and that was when Spider-Man Homecoming came out, that was our only Spider-Man to look to. And everybody's like, it's okay. It's an okay take. And when Man of Steel came out, in terms of live action, that was the only Superman really. There was animated movies, but even the animated movies, as I've been going through them, Superman is not interesting in the DC animated universe. He just isn't, right? Yeah. But being he may have suffered from that being the only representation in the mainstream of Superman. For Spider-Man, it's gotten better because Spider-Man, you have Spider-Verse, you have the Spider-Man games, now the Spider-Man show on Disney Plus.
Spider-Man has a lot of content.
Yeah. For Superman, like I said, even in the animated movies, he has maybe 2 solo films, and the rest he just shows up in the Justice League.
Teen Titans.
Yeah.
So, I get that, but that's what you get when you have an all-powerful character. You can only do so much, especially when you're in the animated world and you could do literally anything. So,
And
There's only
honestly,
so much you can do.
I've been thinking about what version of Superman I like the best. And I saw in a comic book where he held a black hole in his hands and was able to keep it from swallowing the universe. And I'm like, you know what? No.
No.
I don't.
No. He's not that powerful.
The flying, the super strength, being the most powerful being on Earth, I'll concede to that in terms of strength, laser vision, the breath, but you can keep the memory wiping kiss. Keep that.
Keep the illusion glasses.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in James Gunn, it is that. So
we do know that. Yeah,
I guess.
I'm looking at Superman games because I'm really curious to how many there are with just Superman.
There's a whole debate on whether or not you can make a good Superman game. There's a whole
that's what I'm thinking, because it would be fucking hard if you don't like nerf him a lot.
Yeah,
you've got to be able to lose if you want a challenging game.
I think it was the Superman Returns game that your health bar was really... You know how I told you Darth Vader's health bar is his patience bar?
Mm-hmm.
Someone... I think it was Superman Returns. The health bar is really the health of the city. And if the city gets too destroyed, then you get a game over. But I don't really mess with that.
I mean, sure, but in that game, there's an 80 square mile free roaming map. So, that would seem like a lot of city.
I mean, he flies that, you know.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, still. Depending on the scale that they actually choose for that 80 square miles, it would be a lot.
Honestly, for the game, I would just do like Brainiac as the main villain, and he was able to create... So, like, the normal soldiers you would fight are just other Kryptonians that are just Brainiac made. I don't think that that's a crazy idea to throw out there, just so, like, they have the same kind of power, you know?
Yeah.
Or even if it was, like, a Superboy level power where he doesn't have the laser eyes, he can't fly, but he's just as strong and has some of the abilities as Superman... I would take that. I think that there is a route. I don't think it's easy, though.
I'm looking to see the last Superman game by himself was 2006, if we don't count the mobile game, in 2011. Everything else is Injustice or Justice League, Mortal Kombat versus DC, more Justice League. It's all of that after the fact. So yeah, I think they ran out of ways to make a good Superman game, because even the canceled games, the last one that was canceled was something called Blue Steel in 2008.
See, I would love to see the Arkhamverse played in more. The issue is Batman is kind of sort of out of the picture in the Arkhamverse now, but it's hinted at in the Arkhamverse that that's much bigger. That they even made a movie that's kind of sort of taken place in the Arkhamverse. I wouldn't mind like a Superman Arkham. Yeah, and I know that's not a hot take because Batman Arkham games are like the standard when it comes to, you know, everybody. As good as Spider-Man PS4 is, everybody still says it's an Arkham clone, just with Spider-Man instead of Batman.
I mean, I guess I could see that in terms of play style, or not play style, but play style.
The base of what the combat is.
Yeah.
But even I would say like, oh, I want to explore the Bat family. I'm like, wait, they tried that. That wasn't in the Gotham Knights wasn't Arkhamverse though, was it? No. Because Batman dies at the beginning. Suicide killed the Justice League. That was Arkham though.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why people are so mad that Harley shot Bruce in the face. Or did they come back? I think it was a whole scheme by Brainiac. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
I don't know.
I do know the DC handles their timelines a lot better than like the X-Men. The X-Men, you hop on that thing, you're like, wait, so like They're back?
Because it feels like the X-Men movies that I remember seeing always feel like they're playing on like 4 different timelines in like 2 movies.
Yeah.
Like I watched, I think Days of Future Past a while, maybe a couple years back, but like I was just like, okay, what time period are we in at this moment?
Days of Future Past was really good, and my best way of lining it up is X-Men 1 happened, X-Men First Class happened, Days of Future Past happened, because then it's like
X2.
he goes, well, X2 doesn't happen because Cyclops gets killed in X2, and at the end of Days of Future Past he's back, so the events of X2 couldn't have happened.
So would X2 not have come before Days of Future Past?
Wait, did that happen?
I don't remember. It's been forever since I've seen those X-Men movies.
In either X2, Jean dies, and at the beginning of X3, Cyclops is getting called by the Phoenix. He comes, Jean is there, and Jean kills him. So yes, X2 might take place, but it's not before Days of Future Past.
See how we're having these issues? Yeah, it's all over the place, dude.
But there are some like X-Men First Class and Days of Future Past is some of my favorite superhero movies.
I loved him as movies. I mean, I was confused as hell the first time I watched Days of Future Past, but then I watched it again and I was like, okay, I think I got it.
Yeah, one of my favorite bits in that is Xavier can walk now, apparently.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But he's a drunk. And he's
That's
always
what threw me
up.
off. That's what threw me off because the moment I saw that and he was walking, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. They kind of sort of explained it. I think that was basically, I don't know this for sure, but I think that was just James McAvoy saying, I don't want to be in a fucking wheelchair. But when he first sees Magneto after Quicksilver breaks him out, and he's like, don't worry, I'm cool. And he sees Magneto and he just socks him in the face. Dude,
I'm just like, that. It was a good movie. I will give it that. But it was definitely the timeline dead. And the fact that Professor X was just walking, I was just like, okay, I don't know where I'm at in the timeline here.
Have you seen any of the DC animated universe?
It has been absolutely forever because I don't think I've watched them outside of seeing them like on, what is it, Cartoon Network?
Maybe. But even then, you would just watch the shows. I'm talking about the movies.
I mean, whichever one, there was, I think they showed movies as well.
Yeah, but it's weird because they have released DC movies that are like not connected to the official universe, and that universe is even in 2 separate universes. But the movies that come out between like 2010 and even last year with Crisis on Infinite Earths, I said, you know what? I'm interested. I've seen a few of them. I've seen both parts of Batman: The Long Halloween. Under the Red Hood was great. It's not connected though. I saw Son of Batman. Saw a couple of these things. So I was like, you know what? Let me make my way through this because most of them are on HBO Max. And turns out there's 25 movies. 25. It's nice because they're in like hour 20 stints. Like the longest I've seen was probably Batman Bad Blood, and that was an hour 36. I think
so. It's like a long pilot episode to an hour long episode show.
Kind of, but they are really, really good. The only one I would say I wasn't jiving with was Aquaman Throne of Atlantis or what Justice League Throne of Atlantis. That's because Aquaman just isn't interesting to me. I never got down with the deep. You know, I'm not.
Well, the deep is completely different.
Every time he talks to a fish, I can't. Literally in Throne of Atlantis, the first time you meet him, he is talking about his problems to a lobster that someone takes out of a tank and he tries to fight to keep the, and I'm like, this is from The Boys.
Wait,
this is
are you talking about the live action movie? No.
No.
You said Throne of... He does that in the live action movie as well.
Dude. I can't get the Deep out of my head, and I'm sorry, but the Deep has done damage to me.
The Deep is traumatizing. That is true, yes.
Yeah, every time I see him talking to a fish, I keep thinking of Homelander saying, "Eat him. Eat Timothy."
or him in the squid.
Yeah, I was about to say, or with him in his cock in an octopus. I can't get that out of my head. I can't do it. I know he marries another Atlantean and not some random octopus. I know that. I can't get it out of my head, though.
Why don't you just sit, like, can I talk? Why don't you just compare him to Namor?
Stop. my Susan Storm.
I will start a war with the land people.
By the way, the in that movie, the big conflict is half of Atlantis. Not even half, but Black Manta, which is crazy they call him Black Manta, and it's a black black dude.
It's a black dude.
It's so crazy that in a lot of comics, there's a black lightning, and it's just a black guy with lightning powers. And it's like, okay.
I've seen people try to list black superheroes that didn't have lightning abilities, and everybody they came up with had some form of lightning powers.
Yeah, I saw like a top 10, and the ones they got were like Luke Cage.
That was it. That's all I remember.
Jon Stewart.
I don't know who Jon Stewart is.
Green Lantern. He's the Black Green Lantern.
Okay.
Beast
I was thinking
Boy?
of Hal Jordan.
Beast Boy is black? No, he's green. He's not
green,
human.
sir.
What was he before?
I'm not sure if is he even human?
He talks black. Take that back. Let's rewind that.
Yeah, no, I don't think you know what talking.
You tell me when you hear Beast Boy, you're not like, that's a black man.
Absolutely not.
This part's getting cut out. This part.
No, I don't know about that one.
This part is getting cut out. No, I wish they would do more Green Lantern stuff, and I do get the oversaturation of Batman because the majority of at least the first universe in this trip is Batman movies, and I get it. He's the most popular, but there's a Wonder Woman movie at the end, but there hasn't been. There's no Cyborg single movies. There's no Shazam, even though Shazam is here. There's no Superman. There's no Green Lantern. Huh?
What are you talking about?
Shazam.
He has like 2 movies.
No, I'm talking about in this animated universe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Shazam doesn't have it. He's in Cyborg, Green Lantern. Wonder Woman has it at the end, like I said, but nothing then. But there's been like 4 or 5 Batman movies. And I'm like, I get it. He's the most popular character. But can we relax?
That's because they apparently don't have good enough stories for them to make movies out of. And there's so much you could do with Batman. Superman is kind of limited to because he's fucking all powerful. So that just gets boring really quickly.
See, what's crazy is Batman has so much meat on the bone when it comes to live action, and that's insane considering how much live action there's been. It's just they focused around the Riddler, Bane Joker. Once, but mostly the Joker. Like,
and it's because the Joker is always just a constant enemy in the comics as well. So,
and then the last time there was a Robin in a Batman movie was like the late 90s.
That's true, yeah.
And I get it was bad, but there's so much meat when it comes to... That's why when James Gunn said, I'm doing Batman and I'm doing Damian Wayne, first of all, when he said that, I was like... Because I prefer Jason Todd or Dick Grayson. I prefer those Robins. But these animated movies have really got me on board with that could be an interesting character. And him doing Damian Wayne...
Yeah.
opens up the possibility for there to already be Nightwing and Red Hood and Batgirl. And you know what? I'll trade that off. I'll be happy with that.
If Nightwing gets his own movie, let's get it.
Nightwing, please do a Nightwing, at least series. Like you brought out, dude. These animated, I'm telling you, watch these animated movies. It makes you fall in love with so many characters you didn't think you would, including Nightwing. And he's a
I already
freak.
like Nightwing, so
Dude, especially the freaky side of him. Oh my god, dude.
He says, "Come here, Starfire. What's up?"
Hey, I can't blame him, but
I can't either.
there's in the first part of Batman Bad Blood, he's fighting Blockbuster while he's on the phone with Starfire, and she's talking about how she hasn't seen him in a while.
That's why I remember that, because I have seen this movie. Yeah,
dude, and she's like, I can't remember what you feel like, and he goes, "I'll remind you," and just gets his shit rocks like thrown backwards.
Yep.
Or he's babysitting Damien, and she's like, I'm stuck with babysitting duty. I can't come over. He's like, oh, what are you wearing? With the lace. And he starts going, and the thong.
Says, Damien, you have to watch yourself tonight, buddy.
And he's always getting cock blocked. I hope he's getting it in between movies, because in the movies, he ain't getting it.
In the movies, they don't let him have it, but they said they got to get the plot going. They can't let him have his fun.
But I hope he's a big part of that movie, just because him being a big brother to Damian Wayne is so nice. I love that dynamic so much. He's the big brother of all the Bat family, really, but especially to Damian. And just their back and forth they've had in these several movies, I want that to happen. And if the plan is to eventually to do him as Batman, since you're doing like an older sort of Batman, I'm down. If they do it right. Let me put that caveat in there. If they do it right.
Dude, I've been told that Wonder Woman 1984 was a bad movie. Have you seen it?
No.
That's next up on my bad movie to watch list. So if I watch it, we'll hear about it probably next week. We'll see.
Yeah, no, I watched Justice League and I was like, you know what? I'm done with this universe. It's not catching my interest. I'm done. And unfortunately, fortunately, that was still at like peak Marvel. So that was like before Endgame came out.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, I completely understand. And honestly, I'm like, I don't know how you would choose. The only reason you would choose Marvel over DC is because of the MCU. Outside of that,
I say that now up until like what, phase 3? Phase 4 was kind of
in terms of like Marvel dropping off.
Yeah,
sure, but I would still take the majority of phase 3 over the Snyder movies.
Oh, I would take everything up to phase 3 over the DC live action universe up until Superman, really.
Yeah, but that was where like
the Batman. So yeah,
we didn't even get into that before we get to the outro. Do you think they should bring Matt Reeves' Batman? Because James going to said over and over and over again that he's not going to do it. But he's also said that he's thinking about doing it. And also said that he'd want Matt Reeves as a director in his little group that is making DC movies. Would you want Robert Pattinson, Batman, in this new DC universe? Or do you want it to stay an Elseworld story?
You drive a hard question. I'm going to try and answer this as fast as I can. I don't think so. Because the Superman world is so much more fantastical than the Batman Gotham City was.
Right.
Or Gotham City. Because like that was like more grungy and dangerous, of course, and like all this other shit. But the Superman world was like, hey, we all have Superman. We're all good. For the most part.
You're saying the tones wouldn't... Because
tones of the areas they are in, especially, and the world that takes place in, doesn't match up.
I do think James Gunn has said the tone of his Batman movie is not going to be Superman, but it still has to be closer. I'm not saying it has to be Superman.
I mean, it could be, but that would make Batman a lot. He would have to kind of be a different person in like terms of personality
than what he is
really
in the Matt
fit that
Reeves
universe. Yes.
Yeah, and I think so too, and that's why if James Gunn came up to me and said, "Don't tell anybody, but I'm giving you the final decision," he'd be like, "You." Do we bring in, Bobby P as Batman in our universe? I'd probably be like, no, because you did set him up in such a way that he just, even if he was Batman, even if he grew into something like the animated universe Batman or the Batmans that have worked with Superman, and that dynamic has been really good. Mm-hmm. You set him up to be such a
different person.
Yeah. That I don't think it would work in the same overall universe. I know
that Batman would not work with the Justice League at all. I know it for a fact.
Right now. And he's already said that he wants a Batman who is already like a decade in. He's bringing in Damian Wayne, who's like a 11-year-old child. So like he has to be at least a decade in. Maybe even like 15 years into being Batman.
Some significant amount of time, yes.
Yeah. So I'm not completely against it, but
I would see where it goes, but I don't have high hopes if they do that.
All right, but that was Red Light Homies. Let us know your answers to some of these questions down below. And while you are commenting, you can go ahead and share the podcast. Like it, first of all, but share the podcast to whatever platform you want to share on. But also, if your buddy comes up to you and says, "Yo, this new DC movie that James Gunn just put out, it's got me hyped up. Let me get some DC content. Let me get two people talking about DC in general." Z, what do you tell them?
Well, you can head over to the boys Jackie and Z at Red Light Homies, where they finally hop off Marvel's dick for once and start talking about some DC action.
Absolutely. And also, you tell them to make sure you leave a 5-star rating. What's an example of a 5-star rating?
I'm glad my views align with this dude's view on the Flash movie. 5 stars.
5 stars. This was the homies Jackie and Z.
That's me.
And we'll see y'all next Monday.
Peace out.
Rolling up a little bit of pie. Rolling with some shit that's fine. Fine shit hard on a 9. I'm rubbing on the tabs on the spine. Rolling through in the 8 Wake up, be on the grind. Serving at 6:15. Serving in the 615.